A leaked memo obtained by CNN shows the US Border Force officers working the US-Canadian border have been told to target and question all persons travelling that have Iranian origins or links to Iran, in a clear act that defies respect for diversity and is clearly racist to the core. The move comes just weeks after the US assassination of the top Iranian commander, Lieutenant General Qasem Soleimani. The US is clearly a nation on edge as they fear multiple repercussions for their acts. Already we have seen global demonstrations against the US for their actions, with the US military being asked to leave Iraq. Therefore, their own actions have left them on high alert. The memo has gone as far to target specific persons of a specific age, stating that anyone born in Iran, Lebanon or Palestine between the years of 1961 and 2001 should be detained and vetted, along with anyone who has connections to those countries. The US Democratic Representative, Pramila Jayapal, has said in a statement that the discrimination being placed upon people is reminiscent of darker days. The risk of using this as a pretext to support national security could see a carte blanche for ordinary citizens to target people in the future and see a rise in hate crime. The action was further condemned by the American Civil Liberties Union, stating that if the report was true, then the CBP had been caught in a lie. Yet the CBP itself claims that this is not the case. Yet the memo is clear for all to see. The question must therefore be raised, is this just another ploy by the US to exert a form of power over Iranian people? And is this, coupled with the ever-increasing sanctions against Iran, all designed to alienate Iranian people, with the added layer of blatant racism thrown into the equation, something that the US has centuries of experience in dealing with?
Forward, because he wants to be seen to being tough on Iran, and any suffering that he can cause on the people of Iran pushes his popularity higher at home. Iran for the United States is a demon, but for the rest of the world, they don't see it like that at all. What the rest of the world sees, what the majority of the global South sees, is a country which is trying to protect the sovereignty, which is what Iran is doing, a country that's trying to develop its nuclear program for peaceful means, which is what Iran is doing, and a country that is being defiant against the United States. And so this, the recent movements by the United States is part of the pressure that they want to keep on Iran. They'll continue to attack it in what is a form basically of economic terrorism. People have to remember that sanctions
When the US president stated he wanted to apply maximum pressure on Iran, he miscalculated his tactics in every light. His orders to assassinate Lieutenant General Soleimani were met with millions of people united in one, all in defiance of the sanctions and aggressive tactics used by the US regime. The US withdrawal from the JCPOA is another example of how the US have attempted to create tension between the remaining signatories and Iran, with the EU already succumbing to the pressure. Yet still the world condemns Trump's decision to leave the pact. It seems that the options Trump has are running out fast, hence why his policies are now aimed at causing further instability in West Asia, with his so-called deal of the century peace plan between Israel and Palestine being another example of his one-sided deals suiting himself and his interests above the real root cause of the issue. Yet with every action the US now appear to be taking, we're seeing that the actions are met with resistance and defiance, and none more so than in Iran. The US has yet to break the will of the Iranian people and nation, be this through soft power or hard power, and with sanctions bringing difficulty for some, the common unity shown by Iranians is stronger than ever. One must therefore raise the question as to what it is Trump is really after. Does he have an endgame, or is this just a continuation of US policy, one that keeps getting shrugged off by all it's aimed at?
So it's an economic war, and if the Iranians continue to be steadfast, I think eventually they will win against the United States. And the pressure that is being brought on now is from an administration that's desperate, that's reckless, and that is going all out really to try to push Iran to take a step which it won't take, which is to retaliate. The Iranians have been resolute and very measured in their response. And this shows where the issue is in the world in terms of which is the most dangerous force. It's certainly, to a lot of people in the global south, in their experience, in their lived history, and in their perception of what's happened, it's the United States that's a danger to world peace.
One thing is for sure is that the US has and always will discriminate, yet all the time promotes the so-called American dream. Yet one must genuinely ask, how equal and fair is the so-called land of the free?